If you live in Nebraska and you're thinking about protecting your retirement savings with physical gold, this video will walk you step by step through how to buy a gold IRA in Nebraska and what retirees here need to understand before making a move. This is especially relevant if you're retiring in Omaha after a career in finance, insurance, or railroads, living in Lincoln with a background in state government or education, or coming out of agricultural and manufacturing hubs like Grand Island or Kearney. Nebraska retirees operate in a financial environment that looks affordable on the surface, but has very specific pressure points that can quietly erode long-term purchasing power. A gold IRA is one strategy some retirees here use as part of a broader effort to diversify beyond traditional market assets and protect what they've built over decades of work. Before we go any further, I need to make a clear disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered tax, legal, or financial advice. Every retirement situation is unique. Tax laws change, estate planning rules evolve, and your income sources may differ significantly from someone else in your county. Always consult a qualified financial advisor, tax professional, or retirement specialist before moving money from any retirement account. As I was researching this topic, I leaned heavily on educational materials from firms that specialize specifically in gold IRAs, including Augusta Precious Metals. They focus a lot on investor education rather than hype, which is helpful when you're dealing with something as serious as retirement planning. I'll leave a link to their free educational guide in the description below if you want more details. One of the biggest reasons gold is being considered in Nebraska is what I'll call the property tax paradox. On paper, Nebraska is relatively affordable, with a cost of living roughly 9% below the national average. But that headline number hides a major issue. Nebraska has one of the highest effective property tax rates in the entire country, often ranging from around 1.4% to well above 1.7%, depending on the county. Even more importantly, property taxes in the state have increased by over 240% since the year 2000. That growth has far outpaced wage increases and retirement income growth. For retirees, this creates a very real squeeze. You could own your home outright with no mortgage and still face thousands of dollars per year in property taxes just to remain in place. That recurring cost doesn't go away, and it often rises over time. For someone living on a fixed income, that means a growing portion of their retirement budget is locked into housing-related expenses that are difficult to control. In this context, many retirees look at gold as a way to preserve the underlying value of their savings so they can continue covering these rising obligations without losing financial stability. There's also the broader issue of inflation on fixed incomes. In Nebraska, average annual spending sits at just over $52,000 per person. Healthcare alone can cost retirees more than $9,500 per year. While Nebraska may be cheaper than coastal states, the cost of global goods like groceries, fuel, and medical care is not significantly discounted. When inflation hits at the national or global level, it impacts Nebraskans just as much, but often with smaller financial cushions. That makes wealth preservation more important than aggressive growth. Gold is often considered in this scenario as a long-term hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. Another factor worth considering is the psychological and behavioral side of retirement planning in the Midwest. Many Nebraskans have spent decades building their savings through disciplined work, conservative investing, and a strong aversion to unnecessary risk. There is often a deep-rooted preference for tangible, understandable assets, whether that's farmland, real estate, or physical commodities. That mindset tends to shift even further toward capital preservation as retirement approaches. After experiencing multiple market cycles, including recessions, inflationary periods, and sudden volatility, retirees may become less comfortable relying entirely on stock-based portfolios that can fluctuate significantly in the short term. Allocating a portion of assets into something tangible like gold, can provide a sense of stability and control that purely digital or paper-based investments may not offer. This doesn't mean abandoning traditional investments altogether. Rather, it reflects a broader strategy of diversification and risk management. By spreading assets across different types of investments, retirees aim to reduce the impact of any single market event on their overall financial position. In Nebraska, where many retirees have relatively modest but hard-earned savings, protecting what they've built often takes priority over aggressively trying to grow it further. Gold fits into this framework as a non-correlated asset, meaning it doesn't always move in the same direction as stocks or bonds. It's important to clarify something foundational. A gold IRA is not a Nebraska-specific account. It is a federal retirement account, governed by IRS rules, under Internal Revenue Code Section 408M. This section defines which precious metals qualify, the required purity standards, and how the metals must be stored. These rules apply across all 50 states, regardless of local tax policies or economic conditions. A gold IRA operates within the same tax-deferred structure as a traditional IRA, except instead of holding stocks, mutual funds, or ETFs, it holds IRS-approved physical precious metals such as gold and silver. Following these rules is critical to maintaining the tax advantage status of the account. Let's talk about where most Nebraska Gold IRA funding actually comes from. One major source is corporate professionals in Omaha. Employees and executives from companies like Union Pacific Railroad, Mutual of Omaha, Kiewit Corporation, and Berkshire Hathaway often retire with substantial 401k balances. These individuals tend to be financially literate and understand market cycles. After decades of building wealth in paper assets, many choose to diversify a portion into physical gold as a non-correlated asset that behaves differently from equities and bonds, especially during periods of economic uncertainty. Another major group comes from public employees under Nebraska Public Employees Retirement Systems. Nebraska's system is somewhat unique because it relies heavily on a cash balance structure rather than a traditional defined benefit model. Starting in 2026, the guaranteed annuity rates for certain tiers are being gradually reduced, dropping from around 7.75% down towards 6.75% over time. For retirees and near retirees, that reduction in guaranteed return creates uncertainty. Many respond by rolling over supplemental deferred compensation accounts into gold IRAs to secure a portion of their savings in a tangible asset that is not dependent on state-managed return assumptions. Then there's the agricultural and manufacturing base across central Nebraska. Workers in places like Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney often have a very different mindset compared to coastal investors. These individuals understand land, equipment, and commodities. They're used to dealing with tangible value. Because of that, gold feels intuitive. Many of these retirees also prioritize assets that are easy to understand and don't rely heavily on complex financial systems. Here's how buying a gold IRA works, step by step. The first step is opening a self-directed IRA with an IRS-approved non-bank custodian. These custodians specialize in alternative assets and ensure your account follows IRS regulations. The second step is funding your account, usually through a direct rollover or transfer from an existing 401k, 403b, 457 plan, or TSP. It's important to emphasize a direct, trustee-to-trustee rollover to avoid the mandatory 20% IRS withholding tax and to keep the process smooth with any relevant tax authorities. The third step is selecting IRS-approved investment-grade metals. Gold must meet a minimum purity of 0.995, and silver must meet a minimum purity of 0.999. The final step is storage. The gold is owned by your IRA, not by you personally, and it must be stored in an IRS-approved third-party depository under the custody of your account. This ensures compliance with federal regulations, protects your investment from personal liability, and guarantees that your metals are properly secured. Now let's talk about what I'll call the Cornhusker wins. One of the biggest advantages in Nebraska is the complete sales tax exemption on bullion. Under state law, currency and bullion are fully exempt from state sales and use taxes. That means every ounce of gold purchased inside a gold IRA is automatically free from state sales tax. Unlike other states where investors lose 5 to 7% up front, Nebraska retirees keep that capital fully invested from day one, which can make a meaningful difference over the long term. Another major advantage is Nebraska's recent move toward becoming a true sound money state. Under legislation effective in 2025, gains from transactions involving gold and silver can be adjusted out of state taxable income. In practical terms, this eliminates state-level capital gains taxes on precious metals. While a gold IRA already provides federal tax deferral, this legal framework reinforces Nebraska's pro-gold stance and provides additional confidence for long-term investors who want consistency in how their assets are treated. There's also a favorable trend in income taxes. Nebraska now fully exempts Social Security benefits from state income tax, and the state is actively reducing its top income tax rate to around 3.99% by 2027. While traditional IRA withdrawals are still taxable, these declining rates create an opportunity. Retirees can strategically delay distributions from their gold IRA until later years when state taxes are lower, improving overall after-tax outcomes and allowing more of their savings to stay intact. So who is this strategy really for? In Nebraska, it often fits the Union Pacific executive who wants to diversify a large corporate 401k built over decades. It fits the Emperor's retiree who is looking to secure supplemental savings outside of a changing annuity structure. It may also fit agricultural and manufacturing workers who prefer tangible assets over purely financial instruments. The common mindset is what I would call heartland prudence, a focus on protecting hard-earned savings, avoiding unnecessary risk, and making practical decisions that hold up over the long term. A gold IRA is not a replacement for pensions, Social Security, or disciplined financial planning. It is one piece of a diversified retirement strategy. But in a state like Nebraska, where property taxes are high, inflation still hits hard, and financial decisions are often grounded in practicality, learning how to properly structure and buy a gold IRA can play an important role in preserving wealth, reducing exposure to market volatility, and maintaining purchasing power throughout retirement. If you want to learn more, Augusta Precious Metals offers a free educational guide that explains how gold IRAs work, the potential risks and fees involved, and whether this strategy makes sense for your situation. The guide walks through the rollover process, storage requirements, and common mistakes to avoid, helping you decide whether this strategy fits into your broader retirement plan. There's no obligation, it's purely informational. You can click the link in the description box below this video to grab the free guide and learn more about protecting your retirement with physical gold.